That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for one race. You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel, and he's doing great. They're all doing good.
That was the next potential vice president of the United States, J.D. Vance. As I'm sure you've heard, Trump has finally announced a running mate at the Republican National Convention, and it's that guy. And Trump waited for as long as he possibly could to announce a running mate, and we're starting to see why now. Republicans are split on his decision. In fact, they were split on it before the announcement was ever even made, when it was just a suggestion floating around that the VP could be the Ohio senator.
I'm talking, of course, about J.D. Vance, who is now Trump's VP pick. You know, J.D. made headlines because he said Democrats were to blame for Trump's shooting because they compared Trump to Hitler. He also made headlines in 2016 for himself comparing Trump to Hitler. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe, but turns out Trump's VP pick is a Machiavellian sycophant with less integrity than a Boeing 737. That's right, but that's not the only way in which J.D. betrayed MAGA back in 2016. He also brought his wife to my comedy show and hung out at, yeah, I saw you loving all that woke J.D., you know you was into it. That's actually true, y'all. 2016, Trump rose. I went viral. J.D.'s book came out. Me and J.D. started getting called on the cable news to explain Jim Bobs to bow ties, and we got to know each other a little bit. He came to my show, hung out afterwards, went to a bar. You want to know what we talked about? All we talked about the whole time was the existential threat we agreed Trump posed to the American people.
According to a Republican strategist, Republican donors were primarily backing North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum and Florida Senator Marco Rubio. They felt that Vance, in comparison to the other two, did not have as strong of a resume, apart from making frequent appearances on Fox News and writing a book that Netflix later turned into a movie. Good for him.
Hey, JD,
Yeah.
I got your book.
Okay.
And I just had one question for you.
Can I finish my remarks first?
Yeah, I just want to know if I could get a refund. I didn't like the book very much.
All right. There we go.
$16.99.
You're gonna go.
$21 in Canada. Could I have $16.99 plus tax?
No, you can't.
Do either of you guys have cash on you?
No.
Just $16.99 plus tax.
You're gonna need to go.
It just wasn't that good.
But in some ways, it makes sense that Trump would find him appealing. Trump is also inexperienced in governing, or at least he was when he first became president, and he also puts a lot of stock in media savvy and popularity. But speaking of popularity, Michigan is a swing state, and Trump needs to win Michigan if he wants to win the presidency. Michigan and Ohio notoriously do not like each other, so it's an interesting choice that he would choose someone from Ohio as his running mate. I have never been to either Ohio or Michigan apart from a layover in Detroit, and I know that they don't like each other. J.D. Vance isn't helping to endear the Michigan base to the Trump ticket. Not only that, but Trump has recently made efforts to distance himself from Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation, even though he had previously said that they would be writing the Republican platform that he would adopt and implement as president, even though they're one of the major sponsors of the 2024 Republican National Convention, even as he told Harris Faulkner on Fox News that he's looking to appoint one of the Project 2025 authors as the head of immigration policy should he be elected to a second term in the White House.
She was given the responsibility of the border. I have Tom Homan lined up. We have the greatest people.
And then Trump went and chose a running mate who spoke at the Heritage Foundation's Leadership Summit in 2023, specifically thanking them for their contributions to conservative policy.
Heritage does such an incredible job, and they're going to lay the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do and what your movement will do when the American people give us a colossal mandate to save America, and that's coming. That's coming.
Not that that will shake up any of the most ardent Trump supporters. Either they support Project 2025 or they don't think it's a big deal that despite what Trump says, an estimated 240 people were found to have strong ties to both Project 2025 and Trump in some capacity, covering, according to CNN, nearly every aspect of his time in politics and the White House, from day-to-day foot soldiers in Washington to the highest levels of government. But the biggest kicker of all, with J.D. Vance being Trump's VP pick, isn't the fact that he has a beard, even though we all know that Trump hates beards. It's the fact that Vance once self-identified as a never-Trumper. He's also 100% pro-life, stating on his website that he believes that abortion has turned our society into a place where we see children as an inconvenience to be thrown away rather than a blessing to be nurtured. Eliminating abortion is first and foremost about protecting the unborn, but it's also about making our society more pro-child and pro-family. The historic Dobbs' decision puts this new era of society into motion, one that prioritizes family and the sanctity of all life. So do I think he strengthens the Trump ticket? Not particularly any more than anyone else would have. He's young, so he's got that going for him. He's not particularly popular amongst high-ranking Republicans, but one thing is for sure. For a guy to go from a self-proclaimed never-Trumper to Trump's VP pick, you know that he will do any and everything Trump asks him to do, and after what happened with Mike Pence, we know that that is something that Trump is looking for in a vice president. Vance already has a reputation within Republican circles for being a bit of a suck-up, but it's scary to think of what things people are willing to say and do for the sake of ambition. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more.